الله أكبر الله أكبر.
والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I think no need to review because all I think clear. But only I will emphasize about some points. Now, when you want to discuss with a Christian, you remember these are the types that you might face. Someone would say Jesus is God, someone says no, he's not God, he's Son of God, someone says he's the only Savior, or he is a messenger. That you might face. So, and every belief or each one, or each faith of this one, there is a different discussions. Do you agree? I mean, if he does not believe that Jesus is God, you don't have to prove to him that he is not God. So, you need to know what is in his head, what type. So, it's not good to ask him direct, what is your faith or what is like this. We said there are really some steps that you take, it will lead you to the answers, or what type of person that you are talking to. You remember we said it's a nice way to talk about salvation. What we said is salvation your goal, something like your target, your goal. This to make it interesting. Then, if he say yes, we will say what? Is it main? Is it main? Because if it's not main, you need to. So, you remember we said you start to use the comparison between the present life and next life. This is temporary 70 years. If we said no, not main target. So, if the eternal is compare 70 years average to eternal, it should be a minimum, because you cannot compare 70 years to this one. So you have goals of this 70 years, and you have one goal there. So how come you make this temporary life 70 more important goals for the main? This is only just to let him be with you that since he has salvation is one of his goal or target, it should be main one. Then you will ask him, are you working? Are you working in achieving this goal? He will say, what? Yes. Yes? Yeah, he will say yes. Then you will tell him what? You will tell him how. Is how you're working. All this question, you show him that you are just to know. Instead of telling him, you're asking him to know. Then these are the different answers you might get. What? Real good, real person, or by faith and by faith in God, or faith in God and do good. Will you satisfy with these answers? Will you satisfy with these answers? Huh? Yeah. It sounds nice. It sounds nice, but it's not completely true. Even this one, this is true. But what's in his head is not the true one. This is true. By faith in God and doing good. Yes. But what is in his head is not stuff. Corrupted God, corrupted good deeds. في شيء ضروري أكلمك أنا خلاص إن شاء الله. Okay. Please, so far clear? This is step unique, really unique. So the next one, suppose by being good. What the Alsobyl would say? No, we said how, he told you by doing good, or, but suppose you said how, he said, I am working in the, for my goal of salvation by being good.
Being a good person. For being a good person is being good. Being good for being a good person.
Yes. What I'm trying to say, if he told you, suppose he told you, yes, I am working by being good. I'm sure you are not satisfied with this answer because it's not completely true. And this is the problem. It sounds nice. It sounds nice by being good. Everybody wants to be good. But this is not the answer. So, what you will say? We talk about the last questions.
Like following the messengers, the prophets, how they know. By being good.
No, we have a problem now. We have, with this question, with this answer, we have a problem. Maybe the problem is with me, I should not make it clear. I am saying, I am not asking what the meaning of being good in Islamic side. We know. I am saying, suppose you're discussing with the Christians, and you start with the step. Is salvation your target? Is it main target? Are you working on that? How? Then he told, yes, by being good. He is answering you. Said by being good. So, what you will answer him back when he said by being good?
Who is this God? Or
No, he did not talk. He did not talk about God. He didn't talk about. He said by being good. Yes, yes, yes. Who specify this good? What are these good? What? Yes. I mean, don't leave him with this. Don't accept this answer. Don't accept this answer by being good. Let him know two things. Two things. That it sounds that you want to know. At the same time, you tell him that I know. I am deep. Because if you are shallow, you will accept what he says. But you are telling him, no, I am really deep. And I'm not satisfied with your answer, but in a nice way. Please repeat my point. How answer what you ask.
Usually, I meet like this kind of people.
Yes, that's I am saying that's what you are going to face. There is only those.
Now, what I said is, being good, we have different understanding of being good. There are some people good for them to do bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So, who is the one who is specified?
Who the one to serve? Because the idea, we want to bring him what? Why we asking to mention God? Because God, he will say, who will specify this one? He will say God. Because we want him to mention the word G-O-D, God. Because in this one, by doing good, did he mention God?
No.
No.
It's not this.
So I want him to speak, so I will ask him, who is this God?
By being God good, we can say, should we not specify about goodness in this particular matter, in this particular religious matter? We can say, he will say, by being good, we can get salvation.
Yes.
So yes. Should we not specify about this goodness?
We specify.
We should not.
No. We ask him, who the one who specifies this good?
The second person.
Who the one who specifies these goods?
First.
We, as a human.
Goodness about we can.
Okay, this goodness. Who the one specifying this goodness? Who?
Allah.
Allah. Okay, he will say God because we want him to mention God.
But the way we have to say, but the second person whom I am talking, he will say that the goodness, where is this goodness? The goodness will be specified by God, but we have to take the way.
Wait. Don't jump. I'm saying I want him just to mention God because he said, he said, I will gain salvation by being good. Yes? I'm not satisfied with this answer. There is no mention about God at all. And I know there is a problem in his head about God. So I want him to say the word God. Okay, who this is specifying this God, these goods? This is the time to say God. Because in this faith in God, by this faith in God, he mentioned God, yes? In this, he mentioned God. Here, mentioned God. Here, did not mention God. So, the aim or the target, let him say the word God.
But he can say also that how God can specify God.
Okay, this will come later. Please, let's take it step by step. I mean, don't discuss with a person when he did not speak about God. Okay? Please, is this step clear?
Yes.
Yes. So it says, God. Come to the question, really. Who is this God? Who is this God? Who is this God? What the answer you will hear? Here it comes because we want to know what time it is. He might say what? Jesus, because he's a Christian. He might say what? Jesus. And don't say right, he might say, and more likely say Allah. Okay? He might say Allah. Will you accept this one? Why? Is it Allah?
Maybe it's not mine.
What?
Maybe it's not the same as by Allah.
Yeah, but the idea is his, because here people say Allah, Allah. He says Allah, but in his head, Jesus.
Allah alone.
No, okay, Jesus alone. No, please. The idea is, don't let him mislead you when he said Allah. A Christian, he said, when he said, who is this God? He said, Allah. It's a true. But as I said before, like the one nursing a wind with no feeling. Just he rub it up, cover it up, and there is a problem inside. So it looks nice, dressing looks nice, but there is a problem inside. So the idea we have to clean this way. So if we say Jesus, here when you direct the discussions. Okay? If he says Allah,
Another discussion.
no, there is another step questions. What's it? What about Jesus? What about Jesus? Yeah, what about Jesus? At the time you will ask because he said Allah. So as a Christian, what about Jesus? Here it comes, he will tell you, he is God, or he is son of God, or a messenger. This. Because when he says Allah, it's a tricky answer. You don't know. Be sure he means Allah. So if you say, what about Jesus? If you say, he's messenger of God. So when he said Allah, is that true? Yes? If he says Son of God, there is a problem.
Yes.
And there is another discussion. If he says he is God, there is discussion. So you can see the steps that we take to get from his lips, expose his faith in Jesus. Is he God, or Son of God, or a messenger, or a savior? And from his answer, we can direct the discussions. Please clear. Who can summarize what we have talked for those who can read?
What do you mean about Savior?
Savior, the one who died for your sin.
Is he the same as God?
No, we'll talk about it.
No.
We will talk each one. There is direct. That was it. Every answer we have discussions. What we say. But the idea, all these steps we are taking step by step to let him expose his faith in Jesus. Get my point, please. Who can summarize for those who can read? Who? We have a problem.
Is that clear?
Not clear. No, please. The idea is we want to be sure, because really this technique, these are technique. You can see it's a friendly talk with him. Look, a friendly talk with him, and you get what you want. A friendly, nice way of talking to him, and you get what you want. So, who can just summarize this system? So, these are questions. How? Who? Sorry, nobody.
I can.
You can? Please. Anyone?
The summary of today.
Somebody? Yeah, just today. Yeah, just for those who came late.
Actually, I was also not from earlier.
No problem. Okay, who will check?
Mr.
And if there is any, will. I need someone to check what he says. What? No, I need someone responsible. I need someone responsible. No, I need a right one. Responsible to, if he miss something, you add. If he says something, you correct. Who? Who? And now Abdurrahman Khan, he needs also from zero. Down there.
So I prefer to
Wait. Who will be?
Nasser.
Nasser? You are? Okay.
Should I start?
Okay, don't look at me. Look at
Because you know the summary is being in very shorted, and but today it was discussed by Dr. that there are different types of the Christians. Some of them are believing that Jesus is God, that Jesus is Son of God, and Jesus is Savior, and Jesus is a messenger. So when we are going to preach them, any of them, we have to face some type of
what? Teach them?
preach.
Preach.
Yeah. When we
Preach to them.
Yeah, preach to any of them. So we have to, we can say yes in these types of the Christians. And first of all, as doctors has taught us.
Questions.
But
Is it type? It's not type. It's a question of.
no, this.
It's answer of questions.
No, this type. Some will say Jesus is God, some says no, he's not God, he's Son of God, some of them. Like Jehovah Witnesses.
There are different types of
Jesus
belief,
is God.
Different answer.
different types of belief
Different answer.
among the Christians. Am I right?
Look, I'm not saying these are sects, different belief and different person. You might find a Catholic, he said Jesus is not God. Okay? But he's still Catholic. But he said no, he's not God, Son of God.
So,
And by the way, and some of them, because you are an Arab, a Muslim, and he knows your faith, he might believe with you, oh, he is a messenger. But here, God. But because you are Muslim and he knows your faith, he will be like you. But we can, corner him.
so when we are going to discuss with him, we have to try to get his concentration towards salvation. And when he is coming on this particular point that we all need salvation, so how we can get salvation? He may say that by being good. So we can say in the answer that who is going to specify this goodness? How we can get? Obviously, he can say Allah. And
What? Nasr. Are you listening? No, he's asking and answering. As a Muslim, he's the one asking and answering. Is it correct? We will ask who is specified as God, and we will say God. No, not those.
Not we will say. He will say. I told you, sir.
No.
I told you. He will say.
No, he didn't say he. He said, we will answer.
Repeat.
Nasr, be careful. You are misleading. Nasr, you are misleading the group. Not him.
No, I thought that he obviously said by being good. So we will.
Sometimes, some of them say.
Yeah. So we can ask then who is going to define or specify about the goodness. He may give an answer that God means Allah will specify our goodness. And then after in being good.
Why are you asking like this? Why?
Because.
Why? What is your purpose? Why? You said who will specify his word. What do you want?
Because we want to get his concentration towards one God.
Is it?
Towards
Say
right
Allah.
You would not say Allah, God.
Only God.
Yes, because he did not mention God. He said by being good.
one
He didn't mention God, but I want him to mention God.
Who's going to specify this?
This goodness, this good. By that. He said God. Okay. Then we'll come to the question.
And also I am going to tell him that Allah will specify, because this is the first step for one whom I am preaching, that he should define and know by his heart that Allah is the God perfectly. And there is no
Did I say like this?
Means
No. Did I speak like this? So what are
This
you?
is my edition.
Nasr.
I added because Dr. Tev told I will ask like this.
Really, I don't have a problem with you, I have a problem with Nasr.
And,
You are adding something I did not say. Nasr. Really, I would use you as a tester. Really, you are a good tester. Really, you are a good tester.
Okay, let me complete then. And the next step, maybe some of them, because we have told that there are different kinds of Christians. They can say no Allah or no God, the messenger of God, or Jesus, or Son of God, can define or give us the goodness or specify the goodness.
Did I say like this?
May.
Did I?
Some of them may say that Jesus will specify our goodness.
No. 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 I did not speak like this. Brian, be careful. Okay.
The idea is you want to extract from him what's in his mind to mention, to say God.
Yes. We're not teaching him.
Yeah,
We're not teaching him.
You want him to say that this is God, I believe in God. You want to go with his mind.
Okay, then.
Good try.
No. خلاص. Good.
Good try.
Because
Now comments.
really, you tell me about nothing now.
Yeah. I need comments. Because I have told already I was not from earlier. He presented himself.
Good test. Okay. Abdurrahman, did you get anything?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Who will add and make, elaborate? Please, these are really steps. These are the tools. This is the technique. Okay. Huh?
لا يدري عناصر
We can ask her once to give it a try. Oh, Nasser, if you want to give it a try.
Nasser? Yusuf.
Yes,
Yusuf.
go on.
What is the meaning of it?
Yes, it
Yes.
is fine.
Yes.
So I understand.
Yes, okay, you come in, please. You can say Yusuf. See.
Correct me if I am wrong.
Nasser, I correct you.
My understanding only to discuss about being good by faith in God and by faith in God.
Okay, what else is
this will be the answer of Christian. When you ask him this question about salvation, you are working on this,
Yeah.
how far you are working, and maybe he will give you this the answer. This.
Yes.
So now we went here to be good. The idea here is we want to get his mind, mention the word God. Because sometimes we will face a clever or smart Christian. Maybe he'll answer you, Allah. That's what our teacher said. And it's right, it's Allah. But maybe his mind, I have our Allah also. And it's Jesus. So what, we want him to mention God. But in case he mentioned Allah, we'll ask him, how about Jesus? Who is Jesus?
No, wait. Nasser, are you not checking? We said, look, we said, are we working in your main goal of salvation? They said, yes, because it is goal. But how? You might find a person to do by being good. We said, this is not enough. He did not mention about God. Even if it sounds nice, but it's not true. By being good. So I will tell him, okay, who specified these goods? You say God. Okay. I want you to say God. If he say, by faith in God, okay, I want him to say this one. Or by doing good and faith in God. Okay, now he mentioned God. Here come to the next question. Who is this God? Because if he said by being good, can I ask who is this God? If he said by being, okay, he said I am working, I am concentrating, it is my main target, I want to be saved, and this by being good. Then I said, okay, who is this God? It is mention about God. I want him to say the word God. So I said, who specified these goods? He will say God. Okay, who is this God? So I want him to expose his faith. He might say Jesus. Okay, that's what I want. If he says Allah, it's a tricky. He might say Allah because you are Muslim. He said Allah, but inside Jesus, but it's a tricky.
Yes. But, excuse me.
What's the question will be?
You might say also, this is what they teach us in church.
What?
This is what they teach us in the church.
No. I'm not asking him who teach you or how you get this one project.
What is this goodness?
Who specifies? I'm asking about
This is why you can see, you can live if he's not, religious guy. He was this is what we hear in church.
Yeah, okay, I'm asking him a simple question. Who specifies? We need someone specified the good thing, because he said my target, I want to get my target salvation by being good. Okay. Who is specified this word? Simple. Anyone will say God. But I want him to mention God. So to ask him, who is this God? Here it comes. If you say Jesus, okay, that's we will have direct discussion with this way. If he says Allah, it's a tricky. If he says Allah, it's a tricky. Even if he says by faith in God, I will ask him, who is this God? Even if he says by doing good and faith in God, who is this God? Only in here, by doing good, who specifies this good? He says God, who is this God? If he says Jesus, okay. He might, two answers. He might say Jesus or might say Allah. If he says Jesus, as I said, this is discussion. If he says Allah, it's a true, but it's a tricky. I will ask, what about Jesus? Why I ask this question, what about Jesus? Because he is what? He is a Christian. I will not ask a Muslim, what about Jesus? But because he's a Christian, I will ask him about Jesus. Then he will tell me. He might tell me, as I said, this. Please clear. Clear. Really, this you need to practice. You need this when you talk. It's, look, you are telling him you want to know something you don't know, but at the same time, you are showing him how deep you are. Clear? Okay. Now, this, if he say Jesus, if he say Jesus, what do you think? What you would say? Now, Peter Lungo, the one who's specifying, or who is this God, we say Jesus. What you would say? What do you think?
What do you believe in Jesus?
Again?
What do you believe in Jesus?
He told you. I want to say, who is this God? He said, Jesus. Now, he's telling you, God is Jesus. So, you say you are wrong? No.
What is the proof?
How he became God?
What?
How he became God?
What is the proof?
Nearly, but not direct. Not direct.
Does he accept?
What?
Does he accept that Jesus said that he is the one specified?
Again, you are nearly.
Does Jesus said that he is the one who is specified?
Okay, but you can make it a better way.
How did you know it's
Nearly.
Did Jesus say he is God?
What?
Did Jesus say he is God?
Yeah, nearly, but we can, yeah, that's what we want, but
Can he say?
simple questions.
There is elements in the gospel.
Nearly, look, simple, what is your source? What is your source?
What is the proof?
No,
Different?
source, not yet. Not yet. Because we don't want, look, I don't want to relax. I want to be relaxed. I want you to feel that you want to know.
Is this a self?
You are not telling him. You are not telling him, you want to know. So what is your source for that? What the answer will say? The Bible. Sure, it's in the Bible. Do you agree?
Yes.
This is the Bible. What's the next?
Let me ask you one way.
Where is it the Bible? That's all. Simple. Where is it the Bible? Look, it sound you want to know. Look, it sound you know. Where is it the Bible? Now you will have, Because you are most likely you will discuss with someone who doesn't know the Bible, never read the Bible. So don't wait for answers for that.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Not simple that turn, but you start to open his mind, start to open some ideas for him, because he doesn't know. That's what he was told, he thought, he thinks it's in the Bible. So when you say, what is in the Bible? I'm saying more likely, I don't know, I've never read the Bible. Now, I want to check what is your, and when he says in the Bible, what he means exactly? What he means? The New Testament. Yes, that's what he means. So what is your understanding from the New Testament? What is your understanding of the New Testament?
It has false, the Gospels and the Paul letters. It has true and false.
Yes, that's the idea. This is, don't let it go out of your mind. In the New Testament, we will find true Jesus and false Jesus. And there are some doubtful. There is answer. Jesus answers this doubt. When you have this in your mind, you will feel comfortable that he cannot bring any statement from Jesus that he is God. So, as I said, now he said, I don't know the Bible. Or he might told you, look, there are two cases. He might say, really, I don't know, I never read the Bible. Or he may give you the doubtful. He said, I and my Father are one, for God so loved the world. Okay?
If I can ask, what is your source?
What is, no, what is?
What's your source?
Yes.
There is,
No, he will say the Bible.
yeah,
He will answer the Bible.
okay.
Where is it in the Bible?
There is a New Testament, the clear idea of Jesus, not in the Gospels.
Yeah, but the idea is, I am taking it step by step. I'm saying, when he told you that he is God, Jesus, when he said, who is this God? He said, Jesus. Okay. Or was it, what about Jesus? And he says, God. I would say,
Your source.
what's your source? That Jesus is God. What's your source? It's in the Bible. Where is it in the Bible? Where is it in the Bible? Meaning, when you say, where is it in the Bible, you are waiting for sentence, for text. Yes? For verses. But don't expect this one because he might doesn't know.
Yes.
I mean, don't expect that he will tell you verses. Because you are talking with common Christian, doesn't know. But he was told that in the Bible, the proof that Jesus is God. But he doesn't do it. Or you might face someone, have some knowledge, and just start to tell you, I am the Father of one who will say. So if he said, I don't know whether in the Bible, I don't know the Bible or whatsoever, but he believes that it is in the Bible. Now it's your turn to ask a questions that because he might doesn't know, but I want to bring him to the point. Okay, where shall I find the words of Jesus in the Bible? Why I ask these questions? Why I ask? Where shall we, or where shall I, or where shall we find the words of Jesus in the Bible? Okay, what do you think? Why I am asking this question? Why? Please, what do you think? Remember, because my aim, I want to show him truly Jesus and falsely Jesus, and truly Jesus in the gospel and falsely Jesus in Paul's letter. Don't worry, someone will tell you. So please, by the way, every question that we ask, there is wisdom behind it. Not because just I want to make the discussion long. Because by aim, I want to tell him that there is the true Jesus in your Bible and there is falsely Jesus in your gospel and in the Bible. So the question, where shall we find what?
Jesus.
The Bible.
In the Bible. I must say, I don't know. Or might you find this in the Gospels? I must say it in the Gospels.
Yes.
Is it true?
No.
No.
You will not find in the gospel Jesus said I'm God.
No. I am saying the question, where shall we? Where shall we find the words of Jesus?
In the Bible.
Yeah, in the Bible. Where shall we? Only the Gospels.
The four gospels.
The four Gospels, only. You will never find words of Jesus in Paul's letter. We remember we said these four Gospels are recording Jesus' words only. Paul's letter, his own understanding of Jesus. Yes? He never taught Jesus. Please clear. Why I'm asking this one? Because later I want to take him step by step to tell him that really you have a problem. Through Jesus in your gospel, but your eyes closed. And you are taking falsely Jesus. But I can't direct to this one and tell him. I want to take him step by step. So where shall we find the words of Jesus in the Bible? You, by the way, you need to help him because that this time you help him. Say, in the Gospels. And you tell him what the Gospels mean, meaning it is recording what? Deeds and deeds and words of Jesus. By the way, it's not 100% true. And we're not talking about the reliability of the Gospels, but that's what it means. The Gospels, it concentrates or contains Jesus' words and action, deeds. Because you will find there's another book, Acts of the Apostles. It's a different book for the disciples. Another book, Acts of the Apostles. This is, it tells you what the disciples do after Jesus. Jesus, you will find it in the Gospel. Paul's letter, you will find another picture of Jesus, that is his philosophy about Jesus. So, you need to help him. You said, we find the Gospels are recording the deeds and the words of Jesus. So, can add, that means your source of your faith in Jesus should come from Jesus' words. So that's what you said. So you should, your faith in Jesus should come from Jesus' words that's recorded in the Gospels. That means your faith in Jesus should come from the words of Jesus that recorded in the Gospels. I need someone to summarize, and we have a break. To summarize for this to complete, because they should share us. What?
We need you to summarize. Just the point. The Christian Muslim God.
Yes? Me?
Yes. And in a very specific, because we had some discussion in your talks.
Okay. You see, for those who came late also, we said, starting the discussion, open discussion with the Christians. I am a Muslim and he is the Christian. I said, is salvation your goal? He will say yes. I will ask, is it main goal? In case he said no, I will start to say, how come this present life 70 years? How come you put this 70 years compared to eternal is nothing, and you put your goals in this 70 years more important than this eternal one? If he say yes, I will say, are you working for it? Are you working to achieve this goal? If he say, you said yes, I will say, how? How? You might have different answers. You might say by being good, or by faith in God, or by faith in God and doing good. I will not satisfy with this answer. In case he said by being good, I would say, who specified these goods? He would say God. Now I said to him, who is this God? Who is this God? He might say directly Jesus, or he might say Allah. In case he said Allah, I will not accept this one because he's a Christian. Inside Jesus, but he spoke Jesus, Allah, because you are Muslim. I will say, what about Jesus? Just what about Jesus? Because you are, meaning, in my mind, because you are Christians. What about Jesus? You will have my different answer. He is God, or he is Son of God, or he is the Savior, or he is a Messiah. The case where he said, who is this? He said Jesus. Suppose he said Jesus. I would say, what is your source? The answer he would say, the Bible. Where is the Bible? He might doesn't know. He's common Christian, doesn't know. Yes? Yes. So what you ask her? What you tell her? I said, where shall we find the words of Jesus? Where shall in the Bible? Where shall we find the words of Jesus in the Bible? He might tell you in the gospel, or maybe doesn't know. I have to tell him these in the gospel, because only the 4 gospels are concentrated or concerning Jesus' words and actions or deeds. Let him know this one. You want to know about Jesus from his words in the gospels. If you want to know about Jesus from his words, you will find it in the Gospels only. Look at the 10. If you want to know about Jesus, or from Jesus' words, you will find it only in the books. You will not find about Jesus in other books. No, from his words. But you will find about Jesus in both letters. But this is his own understanding and philosophy. But if you want to know about Jesus from his own words, in the Gospels. So, and you tell them, these 4 Gospels are contain the words and the action of Jesus. Clear, please? We have a break for the next step. Please, clear?
Yes.
Huh? Clear?